What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. I'm DJ, and I've got my lovely wife Grace with me for this video because today we are going to be going over our picks and predictions for the upcoming Oscars 2023 celebration that's happening this Sunday. This is the first year that I have watched through all of the Best Picture nominees and most of all the other nominees as well. I know you do this every single year.
I try.
You try to do this every single year, and it's a tradition that you've done for a while, and I jumped on with you this year, and it's been a lot of fun.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, it was really fun watching through everything. I didn't like all the movies, but I liked most of them, and
I appreciate all the movies.
And I think it was a great exercise.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to do it again with you next year as well because I had a lot of fun. But since you are a little more experienced, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can explain what we're going to do in this video.
So today we're only going to be awarding the Oscars to the ones that we wish would win based on the nominations. We're not adding additional films to the nominations list. We're just picking from the current nominations what our favorites would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go through, I'll list each of the nominations, then we'll give our award. We're going to give different awards. Sometimes they might be different.
It might be the same.
We can talk about that. We still love each other. It's okay. And then we'll also talk about a little bit of like who we think is actually going to win, even if it's not the person that we picked.
Yeah. But that wasn't as interesting to me, so I definitely want to talk about the ones that I enjoyed the most and let you talk about the ones you enjoyed the most. So what category are we starting with from the top?
Okay, we're going to start. And I should mention also, we are not going to do every single category. We're doing...
Yeah, well, you'll see which ones we're doing. But
okay.
yeah, we left off some of the production ones and the VFX ones. We didn't even see all the films, I don't think.
Yeah.
In some of the... You saw more than I did, but some of the categories I didn't feel comfortable. Like, I didn't see any of the live action shorts.
Yeah.
Or documentaries. Yeah, so I didn't feel comfortable with that. But you'll see which ones we are doing. We're doing all the big ones. And what are we starting with?
We're starting with Best Animated Short.
Best Animated Short. We actually watched all of these together, except for an ostrich told me that the world is fake, and I think I believe it. I wasn't able to find that one online. I found all the other ones online, though. They're not streaming anywhere, but they are just on the internet if you look.
The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse is streaming.
But most of them are on like the New Yorker.
Yeah.
They just have them on there. So we watched most of these except for one. Why don't you just read them?
Okay.
And we'll give our picks.
And the nominees are The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake, and I Think I Believe It. And the Oscar goes to...
Same time?
Ready? Oh, okay. So I chose The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse.
Of course.
So this one is very near and dear to my heart. I love Charlie McKessie's book. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. If you aren't, you should look into it. It is a beautiful book, and he is a wonderful illustrator. And I've been following him on Instagram for a really long time, and DJ got me the book a while back, and it's very much made for people who have depression or anxiety or just like need a little something to keep going. And they basically just took a lot of the illustrations and turned it into a story. And the way that they illustrated it and made it or animated it was absolutely beautiful to me. I love how they colored it. I love the movement of it. I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And obviously the story really resonates with me. So yeah, that was a no-brainer for me.
Sweet. This was also an easy pick for me. Having watched 4 of the 5, my favorite by far was Ice Merchants. That's the first one I watched, actually, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. It's actually very short. It's not the shortest. I think Flying Sailor is the shortest, but it is very short. It is beautiful. I think I teared up a little bit.
I did tear up. Yeah, I did too.
It's about parenting, especially single parents, and struggling to survive. And I don't want to give too much away because I think the ending is really cool, but just if you've had a lost loved one, or just, I don't know, if you just are in the mood for something to make you feel about family and think about your family and stuff. I don't know. I loved it. Made me think of you and our kids, and it was awesome. And it was amazing that I felt so much in such a short little 11-minute or 15-minute, however long it is, short. It's great.
Yeah. And I actually really liked all of the nominees.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what I would predict. I think it would probably go to My Year of Dicks. I don't know. I have no way of predicting what they're going to.
Based on my research, I did do a lot of research for this, like of statistical ones that might actually win based on like previous ones and stuff like that. The most likely winner that anyone can tell at this point is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, which won, which won the BAFTA for Best Animated Short, and it also picked up 4 Annies for Best Editorial, Best Special Production, Best Character Animation, and Best Direction. Plus Charlie McCaskey's The Boy. So.
I'll have to give that one a second watch. That one didn't resonate with me when I watched it.
I do understand what you're saying, though. The book is not like a cohesive book. It's just like these inspiring quotes and like conversations between the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. And so to make it an animated short film.
I think that it was accurate adaptation then, because that's what I felt it was. Yeah. It was just like a bunch of, it's like a quote off between everybody.
But they like make it into this like journey. I mean, it's very beautiful. Obviously, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah. I'm glad we liked most of them. All right, that is Best Animated Short. What is the next category we're doing?
The next category we are doing is Best Adapted Screenplay. So the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun: Maverick, and Women Talking.
All right, let's do it. I got mine.
Oscar goes to, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Women Talking. Hey, we have a match.
We did. This was the easiest category for me to pick, actually.
Yeah, that one. There was really no contest for. Well, I will say I really did enjoy All Quiet on the Western, or not enjoy. That is definitely the wrong word for that. But I thought All Quiet on the Western Front was the next contender. But yeah, this one won out by far.
Yeah, I didn't love All Quiet. I'm a huge fan of the book, and I didn't think it did a good job of conveying the feelings I had when I read the book. I felt way more for the characters in the book
on that later
than I did in the movie. But Women Talking was great, and I think it's easily the best. I mean, I haven't seen Living, so I guess I can't 100% say for certain, but Women Talking was great, and I liked it a lot.
It was one that really also, again, really resonated with me, and I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I thought it was going to be a very much of a painful watch and like a hard to watch but necessary watch. But I actually got a lot out of it, and I thought it was very beautiful that it literally is just women talking the whole time, but so much comes of it, and there's so much progress just in those conversations. So I think that's why it definitely deserves to win, because while there's not a lot going on externally, there's so much happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's all the screenplay, which is what we're talking about. And I would like to watch it again, because when we saw this in the theater, the power went out in the theater like 5 minutes before the movie ended. So like all the emotions were building, and then it just stopped, and we had to rewatch the last 5 minutes again, which kind of took the wind out of the sails. But still, I liked it enough to vote for it for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah. And it is the likely winner based on statistics. It won WGA, and it also won at the BAFTA. Or actually, All Quiet won at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, All Quiet won. All Quiet swept at the BAFTAs.
They're biased, though. You know, you can't. It's fine.
I hope Women Talking wins.
I do too.
But I'll be happy.
I think it deserves it.
All right, what are we going? I'm assuming we're going to original screenplay.
We are. Next one is Best Original Screenplay, and the nominees are The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. And the Oscar goes to... Ready?
I'll be surprised if we agree on this one.
We're not going to. Banshees!
That was very close. No, actually... So this was really hard for me.
This one was a hard one.
I had a lot of trouble with this one. I think that might have been third for me. My second was Tar. Tar was right there. I think Tar
was actually my second.
Tar's also, I think Triangle of Sadness is an absolute masterpiece, but Tar, I think, is also a masterpiece, and everything is like so perfectly constructed, especially after a second viewing, seeing how everything serves the story so well, even all the way down to like the nursery rhyme that she says to her daughter on the way to school.
Oh, I don't remember
which
that.
Is Who Killed Cock Robin.
Oh, I did not realize
I don't know. It could be Tar depending on the day, but I think Triangle of Sadness is absolutely amazing, and I loved it. And I've only seen that one once, but I've listened to a lot of people speak about it and break it down and analyze it. And I think the more I hear about it, the more I think about it, the more I love it. And I think it's just perfectly crafted. And I think a lot of that is in the screenplay. Obviously, the acting and directing is great too, but I think specifically the screenplay for that one is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good one. It was second or third for me as well. So
And I want to watch it again. I'm going to wait till Criterion puts it out in, I think, this spring or summer, and then I'm going to pick it up and we're going to watch it again.
I chose Banshees because, I mean, it was one of my top films of the year. And I just felt like the screenplay was so tight. And again, just talking about women talking, I appreciate so much when there doesn't have to be so much happening to really like sit and enjoy a lengthy film. Like, to me, that's just a sign of really excellent writing. And acting, obviously, but I just loved this film so much, and the humor was so like dark and subtle, and like so much of my sensibilities. So yeah, I mean, it was hard, but it definitely was above the rest for me.
Yeah, Banshees was great.
Yeah,
so one of my favorite movies of the year.
And the stats on this one are the likely winner will be Banshees, but it is between Everything Everywhere All at Once and Banshees based on statistics. McDonagh was nominated for In Bruges and Three Billboards, but came up short twice. So I really just want him to snag this one because I feel like he deserves it so much. But I do, the Daniels will be a close second because they did win at the WGA. So it's kind of a race between those two, it seems.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that they might just give it to McDonagh because they're not going to give him Best Director or Best Picture, and they might just throw him a screenplay nod, which sucks because I love Martin McDonagh, and I think he's made so many great films. I think all of his films are great. But yeah, I mean, it won't be a bad thing if he gets it. I think
it will be well deserved. No matter, I mean, there's so many good options in this.
Yeah, this is tough. This is a really good year for movies. Yeah. I'll say that again as we get closer to the categories that were much harder for me to pick. Yeah. But original screenplay was a hard one between those my two favorites. So where are we going next? Where are we taking us?
The next is Best Original Score.
Best Original Score. This one was super tough too.
So the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. And the Oscars to... Ready? The Fabelmans.
Oh, wow. You went with Fabelmans?
I did.
I should have wrote bigger for this.
I know. I don't have to like put it all the way up to the camera.
Sorry, my handwriting is very small. I went with Banshees of Inisherin on this one.
That was my second.
It's very, very good at what it needs to do in the film. It's very haunting and creepy and menacing, and then also like lighthearted and meaningful when it needs to be. And it's a movie about a musician, so I think it's very necessary they have a really good score, and I think it's great. But like I said, all of these were so good this year. I could have picked any of them. Honestly, we didn't even see Babylon.
But it's a good score.
I listened to Babylon like just an hour ago. I was just playing through some of these to try to remind myself what they sounded like. I'm not as prepared as I want to be for the scores. Usually I listen to scores a lot, but I haven't listened to any of these all the way through. I had to just kind of last minute cram for this, and I ended up going with Banshees. But even Babylon, which I haven't seen, had a really cool boppy 20s score.
It did. Really cool. It was very well made. I chose Fabelmans. I mean, it's not like Williams needs another Oscar, but it was just so classic and like very like almost old Hollywood to me, very much of the times, and it just felt really beautiful and like magical, which is how I view the film. It's like seeing film through his eyes, and that's how the music came across to me. So that one just stood apart from the rest.
Yeah. And All Quiet really stands out in my mind too, with a boom, boom, boom.
When we were watching it, I remember being like, wow, this is like a Jaws theme where you only need like a few notes and it's gonna stick in your head forever. That one and Everything Everywhere All at Once are both like very different types of scores than the traditional score.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be upset if any of these won. I think it's a really strong year, and I think they're all great. So I don't have any problems with any of the ones that got nominated.
Yeah.
Although I wish that EO could have been nominated, or 3,000 Years of Longing, because I love those scores. Those are both great.
There is no like clear frontrunner for this one, especially with score. You don't have like all the preseason award shows and stuff like that. There's very few that award for score, but it did win the Golden Globes. So the frontrunner right now is Babylon, which, like we said, we have not seen, but we did listen to it, and it does have a very good score.
And it's the composer of La La Land, right?
Yes, yeah. So, he won back in 2017 for Best Score and Best Original Song for City of Stars. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll have to see that eventually. It's very long. It's like 3 hours, but it just dropped on HBO Max.
Yeah. The next one is a big one. It's Best International Film.
Okay, so we are not prepared for this one.
Yes, this one is the one that we haven't gotten a hold of a lot of them. Argentina, we still need to see. It's available to us.
And The Quiet Girl and Close, we haven't seen.
Because those are hard to get a hold of right now.
So this is basically going to be either All Quiet on the Western Front or EO from both of us. And we've seen those two, so we can only pick out of those ones. But we do plan on watching. I hope we can get through the other three before Oscar night, because I'd like to see all of them.
Ambitious.
I mean,
is Close even streaming on anything?
Well, Close and The Quiet Girl are playing in theaters near us this week.
We're going to have to skip work. Don't tell.
And Argentina 1985, I think, is on Hulu. So we could manage it, but we are going out of town Saturday. So I don't know.
Morning at 4 a.m.
I don't know if we'll be able to manage it, but I want to see all of them, even if we have to wait till after the ceremony.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. But the Oscar goes to... Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
No, that's not the right answer.
It is the right answer. I loved EO. I did. It was so beautiful. But to me, it wasn't... I didn't get as much out of it as I did with All Quiet on the Western Front.
Same, but reverse. I didn't get anything out of All Quiet except for war is bad.
I mean, war is bad. And it showed you just how bad war is.
But I knew that.
I know. But I just really not enjoyed. I don't know what the right word is. Appreciated seeing the war through Germany's side and seeing how there's so much propaganda and like all this of trying to get them to go to war. And he, spoiler alert, slightly, it's in the first like 5 minutes, but he like forges his papers because he wants to go to war with his friends so bad. And it's just so heartbreaking because he's literally signing himself up to be in the worst place of all time in history. Trench warfare is unimaginably terrible. And yeah, I'm not really a war movie fan. Like, I mean, the whole movie I was sitting there on the edge of my seat feeling like I was going to throw up and pass out. But I mean, that's emotion, right? It definitely got something out of me. And I did weep at the end, like absolutely wept. So yeah, I mean, it's not like it was an enjoyable film. Don't know if I'll ever rewatch it again, but out of the two, yeah, that's the one that I would pick.
Yeah, I think it's really well made. I didn't like the premise of where they went with it compared to what I think the book was saying. But I really enjoyed EO. EO, if you haven't seen it, is streaming on the Criterion channel, which is Criterion's streaming service, and we watched it downstairs in the theater a couple weeks ago, maybe last week sometime, and it's so cool. It's basically it's beautiful. It's almost like a silent film. It's basically like a fable, this like parable, basically with following the life of a donkey. I don't know. It was
donkeys,
very cool. And how in the world was it not nominated for best cinematography?
I don't know. It was absolutely
by far the best cinematography I've seen all year. It looks so good. And I can't wait to watch it again. I'm going to buy it when Criterion puts it out on physical, and I'm going to watch it again. And you don't have to watch it with me. That's fine. I
will say, EO gets the Oscar for Best Donkey of the Year, and that's saying something because there were quite a few donkeys.
Best out of three.
Best out of three. And
well, the Triangle of Sadness donkey didn't really get a chance to shine.
Poor buddy, man. That was a rough way to go.
Spoilers for Triangle of Sadness, but he's only in it for like 10 seconds. But yeah. Donkeys, man. Seconds. Yeah, you turned over to me like 2 times this year saying that you wanted to get a donkey.
I know, but EO really did it for me. We're gonna have to talk about that later.
EO was amazing, and he reminded you of
my dog,
your dog that passed away a couple years ago. EO's awesome. EO is the GOAT, and I love him. Best international feature. Hopefully that still holds up after I see the other 3.
So the likely winner for this is All Quiet on the Western Front. Usually films that break into the Best Picture category and are also an international film go on to win the international category. So it's pretty likely that that's going to happen. We've seen it in the past with Roma and Parasite and Drive My Car recently. It also won Best Picture at the BAFTAs, and has secured 9 nominations this year. So it's pretty likely that it's going to win, and I'm very happy about it.
All right, what are we going to next? What's the next category?
The next one.
Ooh, I love this one.
Is Best Animated Feature Film, and the nominees are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. And the Oscar goes to Marcel the Shell and Pinocchio.
Oh my gosh.
Do I know that Pinocchio is going to win?
It's likely.
Yes.
this is another category that is just stacked.
It is stacked.
I would be totally fine. Turning Red didn't really work for me. I didn't love that one, but all the other ones, and on the Sea Beast, I enjoyed, but I don't think it's like.
I actually really liked that one.
I really liked it, but I don't think it's like the best. Yeah. But I'm saying if Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio won or Marcel the Shell, I'd be totally fine. I'd even be fine if Puss in Boots won because I had so much fun watching that. We all saw that in the theater with the kids, and it was amazing. So yeah, this is a really great category. I gotta give it to my boy Guillermo because I love his movies. I love the way he tells stories, and this is such a perfect match made in heaven that he got his hands on Pinocchio, which is like, I've heard a lot of people talk about this and saying like this is his spin on it and what he brought to it, and I'm like, no, that's just the book. Like most of this is in the book. The creepy like realm that he goes to when he dies with the rabbits is like straight out of the book. Like I read the whole book to our son. It took us several days. It took us like a week to finish it because it's a long book, but we read like a couple chapters every night, and he loved it, and it's very cool, and it's a perfect cautionary tale for kids to read. I think every kid should read that as early as they can. I think parents should read that with their kid, and I think Guillermo del Toro did put his spin on it. He incorporated his anti-war messaging and themes that he always does, all the way back to The Devil's Backbone, and yeah, I don't know. After I watched all of his films in preparation for this movie, and I could see like bits and pieces of all of it, and I was not expecting it to be a musical, which caught me off guard. But no, I gotta give it to Pinocchio. We watched this with my son Judah. I think it's great for little kids. He's small enough that the like darker stuff kind of goes over his head. Yeah. If he was a little bit older, I might not show it to him yet. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful, gorgeous stop motion masterpiece.
Yeah, it's very well deserving, and I thought it was beautiful, but I would be lying to myself if I didn't vote for Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, because
which is great. Which is so good.
I guess it was college or maybe my senior year in high school is when those first came out. Jenny Slate is just a genius. They never cease to make me almost cry laugh when I watch them, even to this day. And I was very skeptical to watch it because I was so worried that it would ruin the magic of the original YouTube videos, but it did not. It was beautiful. I cried. I laughed. I was rooting for Marcel. It was just beautiful. Like there was like a actual like underlying message too, which I was not expecting it. I was expecting it just kind of be like a fun ride. But the sense of like community and coming together and the need for other people, like it was really beautiful.
Yeah, it hits really hard. And I want to know how much of it was because of 2020 or if it was just a coincidence that it came out after 2020. That. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that much from Marcel the Shell, but I bought it from A24. They have a really nice, beautiful Blu-ray release, a 4K release, and I got that for you because I knew you would love it, but I absolutely loved it too, and I can't wait to watch it again with you. Speaking of stop motion movies, that's another stop motion one.
And that's a big deal. It's the first time a stop motion live action movie has made it into this category. So
yeah,
history being made.
Marcel's, I'll be totally fine if that one wins too.
Yeah, but Guillermo's gonna win.
Yeah.
It won the Golden Globes and took home a long list of awards at the Annies, including Best Feature, Best Character Animation, Best Direction, Best Music, Best Production Design.
Yeah, no, I'll be happy either way. I know you showed me the Marcel the Shell videos like when we first started dating. I think.
I don't think you liked them.
No, I mean I thought it was. You would always do the voice, which I thought was funny, but obviously
I can't do the voice.
They're just comedy videos, and the movie is a lot more than that. Yeah. And I really enjoyed the movie. You can do the voice pretty well. She won't do it on camera. She's shy.
No, never.
But anyway, that is Best Animated Feature. All right, we moving into the big ones now?
Oh, it's time to get the big hitters.
All right, this is the last 6.
So the next one we're doing is Best Supporting Actor. And the nominees are Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, which we have not seen, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, who is the uncle, if you don't know.
He's great.
Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin, and Kei Kwan
also so good
for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So
this is a it wasn't tough for me. This one was easy. But I think it's like the one I picked is here, and like all the other ones are right under them because they're all really great. I loved Barry Keoghan. Ready?
The Oscar goes to Kei Kwan.
Yeah, he's great. He's so good, and he kind of makes the movie for me.
Does, yeah.
He definitely was where because I wasn't connecting with this movie as much as I think everyone else was the whole way through, but when his scene came on, that
He was just great.
He brings it all together. He's so good.
Yeah, and all my research, like I didn't even really do much research for this category because I said no doubt about this one. Like if he
it has to be, right? He has to win.
The only other person would be Barry Keoghan, who won at the BAFTAs, but again,
because he's British.
Yeah.
No, he was great.
But he's great.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite parts of that movie. But yeah, I hope Ke Quan gets it. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Everyone has seen this movie, I think, and everyone loves him.
Yeah, I mean, he won at SAG and Golden Globes, so it's pretty.
And I just want to see his adorable little self do another speech.
I know, he's so great. I love it.
He's so great. He's wonderful.
Oh, okay.
All right, moving on to Best Supporting
Actress. And the nominees are Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And the Oscar goes to Hong Chow.
Oh! We have some crossover finally. So we have two crossovers.
Yeah, which this one is, I hate to say it, she's not going to win.
She should.
It hurts me because she was fantastic. For those of you who have not seen The Whale, go see it.
So we just saw, and we might be a little biased because this is the one that's
most recent,
most fresh on our minds because we just watched it this weekend, and we absolutely loved it. Yeah. It was so good. We got to see it at a theater down in Midtown Atlanta, Midtown Art Cinema. Really, really cool theater. They've got these giant posters on the wall of classic movies. They have the Three Colors Blue poster, which is so cool. I love that movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Whale, and she is one of the best parts of it.
She makes you laugh and cry, and her chemistry with Brendan Fraser is great. Oh, she just, like, I can tell that the screenplay, like, she was the perfect person to play that part. I don't know if it could have been done as well by anyone else. I wish she would win, but
she killed it.
Unfortunately.
It's my favorite. But yeah, I mean, she hasn't been winning anything, right?
The likely winner, based on stats, will be Jamie Lee Curtis. Curtis would not be my pick, but, you know, to each their own. I don't feel like she had enough screen time, honestly, to even deserve the nomination. She's great. I don't take anything away from her performance, but I just feel like there are others that are more deserving.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why she got nominated. They already had one from that movie. It seems a little weird, but yeah. I know some people like it. I know Connor, I've talked to him, and he wants her to win. I don't get it, but
I mean, she's great.
Whatever floats your boat.
So a few of the stats. So Curtis won at the SAG Awards, but Bassett won the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice, but has since kind of struggled to obtain more of the smaller awards. Both have very little screen time, but overall, Angela Bassett's acting is a little bit better for me. So that would be my opinion of the two. If that's like the two-way race, I would.
Yeah, for me, it's between Hong Chow and Carrie Condon.
Well, I mean, if I was choosing, yes. But of the ones that I actually think might win it.
Far and away, those were the two. Like, if those two characters weren't in those movies, the movies would just
I mean, I agree.
Like, she's the...
I agree. But Curtis won SAG, and which has matched with the Oscars 20 out of 28 times. So it will likely go to her.
That's fine. Like I said, I'll be happy. I like all these movies, so I'm not upset about any of them. But I would like to see The Whale get a little more love.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Moving on to leads. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Coming down to the top four.
Make sure I have the right one. Okay. Best lead actor. So the nominees are Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nye for Living, which we have not seen Living or After Sun because we don't have access to them. And the Oscar goes to Brendan Fraser. We're lining up on all these.
Wow. Yeah. Give him the Oscar. Give Brendan Fraser the Oscar. And I wasn't one. I'm not one to be like, oh, he deserves it because he's had a rough time in real life. So
that's what I was thinking before I saw the film, honestly.
I don't like that. I'm like, just base it on the movies. Don't worry about. I don't like giving it to the person with the best story. And I actually really liked Austin Butler in Elvis.
Yeah.
And up until this weekend when we actually saw The Whale, I was totally happy giving it to Austin Butler. But after seeing it, I was like, okay, this is not just the story. No. It's a masterful performance.
Yeah. And I was actually rooting for Colin Farrell before I saw The Whale. So now, to me, it's just far and away the best. It's gotta be
Brendan Fraser. Like, how does it not go to him? He was amazing. His speech.
You have to know that I did one thing right with my life.
Okay, well, you're making it kind of a parody, and you're making.
I'm not trying to. I'm just a bad actor.
His speech at SAG was beautiful and like was making us cry. We did watch SAG, and I think that's a good indicator, right? That he's probably going to get this.
So let's see.
I hope he
SAG
does.
is usually the best indicator for this category, and it's been correct 22 out of 28 times. So yes, very likely that he will win.
I hope he does. Austin Butler was amazing. You were very, very good, but you have a lot of years left to get many opportunities for other stuff. So hopefully you get more chances in the future, because I got to give it to Brendan Fraser because he was amazing.
Yeah, but I do have to say, for my boy Colin, like I said earlier when I was talking about the screenplay, it is written in such a way that the humor is so dry that if he did not deliver those lines perfectly, that movie would not come across at all. Like, it would just be completely dull and boring.
I love how sincere Colin Farrell plays it.
Yeah, he does.
So
sweet.
I just felt bad
for him. So bad for him.
Such a nice guy. And so is Brendan Fraser. That was the optimistic. And Ki Hu Kwan was also about being an optimistic character. So there are a lot of similar themes throughout the rest of the year.
And I don't want to ruin the story, but I just love exactly like what you're saying. I guess that's the only way I can say it without ruining things, is how sincere he is, and he's so unabashedly himself, and he just doesn't care. And I think that's beautiful, and we should all be like that.
And we didn't talk about makeup, but if it doesn't win makeup for The Whale, what is going on? Because I couldn't even tell it was makeup. It was so good. I was like, did he gain all this weight for this role? Obviously he didn't. That's impossible.
He would be dead.
but yeah, the makeup is incredible. Hopefully it's Brendan Fraser. That's our pick, and that's our prediction as well. Right?
Yeah, the only thing running against him is it's hard for actors to win when they're not also nominated in a movie that's nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
But since he's picked up SAG, which is 22 out of 28, it's very likely that he's going to snag it.
All right, actress.
Oh man, okay.
Best actress.
Okay, and the nominees are Cate Blanchett, Tar; Ana de Armas, Blonde; Andrea Riseborough to Leslie; Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans; and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
So, seen all these except for To Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not available yet, so we haven't seen that. But of the 4 that we've seen,
Blonde has no business being here, and then we'll go on to our nomination.
Gonna get hate in the comments.
No, it won't. I really won't. Okay, the Oscar goes to...
Hope we agree on this.
Nope, we won't.
Oh, Cate Blanchett all the way.
She's won 2 already, and yes, she's wonderful.
I don't take that into account. I just said I only look at the movie. I don't look at the story.
I also just didn't enjoy the movie as well.
I would love it if Michelle Yeoh won. I think it would be amazing. I think she deserves it as well. I just got to go with my gut and pick my favorite performance of the year, and I got to go with Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, I will not lie. When I watched that movie, I was sitting in the middle of the movie thinking, damn, this woman can act. Like, she is the best actress of this generation. So I get it. Yeah, I would not be sad if it went to her. I'd be happy. She's phenomenal. It just wasn't my movie, so I didn't connect with the performance as much as I did with Michelle Yeoh's. So that's why I had to give it to her.
I think the entire movie just hinges on her performance.
It does.
It's like that's what the movie is written to be, just a performance movie. Whereas Michelle Yeoh is surrounded by lots of great actors.
Yeah, ensemble.
They won best ensemble at SAG. It's amazing. So I got to give it. I already talked about Tar when I almost gave it my best screenplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to go with Tar for my best actress.
Okay.
I don't think I've had any repeats. I think I've nominated like 1 for every single.
Yeah, mine are very little, if any.
Very diverse. And I didn't mean to do that, but there's like a lot of great movies this year.
And normally it's not that way. Normally when I'm doing my Oscar predictions, there's a lot of like crossover in the categories, but this year been very evenly spread.
I don't think I've had a single crossover yet.
Well, The Whale, we nominated both.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yes, in The Whale, I did nominate Best Supporting and Best Lead. Sorry, excuse me. So I did have 1 repeat. But yeah, it's a great year for movies.
Okay, so...
Best Director.
Penultimate is Best Director. So the nominations are Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, the Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinhardt for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness.
This was the toughest one for me.
It was very, very hard.
All these guys did an amazing job. Very tough. Very difficult. I don't even know if I guess I'm sticking with it. I got it. Here we go.
Ready? The Oscar goes to the Daniels. For me.
Wow. You went with Daniels. You didn't go with Martin.
I didn't.
You love Banshees.
I gave him his screenplay, but I thought the direction and Everything Everywhere was more unique And like the fact that they did that in 28 days and like every shot was like crazy and inventive, and I don't know. I had to
absolutely.
Give it
They did a phenomenal job. I think they're going to get better though. I think that was just their first film, and I think Martin has been killing it for years. I just said I don't like to go with the story, but I think the man deserves it.
He does deserve it.
He got nominated for. You said he got nominated for In Bruges, and was he nominated for director for both of those as well?
I don't remember.
He was nominated for 3 Billboards.
Yeah, he was nominated for 3 Billboards and In Bruges. I know.
And he's still killing it. Every time he puts out a movie, it's absolutely just wonderful, and I think he deserves Best Director. I wish they would give it to him. I think you're right. I think they're probably going to give it to the Daniels. I think that's pretty much set in stone at this point.
The likely winner. They have won.
But that's why we're doing this video, is so we can say what we think and not what's going to happen.
Yeah. Everything Everywhere has won Directors Guild, and only 8 occasions in the 74-year history where the winner of the DGA didn't also win the Oscar. So.
Wow.
It would be pretty crazy if they didn't come out with this.
Who knows?
But most recently, it did happen. Pretty recently, for 1917, Sam Mendes lost to Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. So
yeah, there's been some surprising ones in the past few years. So hopefully we'll see something. I want it to be a little bit exciting, because we're going to watch the Oscars on Sunday, and I don't want everything to be predictable.
I know, yeah. And I don't know. Something about me just tells me they're going to give it to Everything Everywhere. They love like the new inventive directing styles in movies. Like if you think about like Boyhood and Birdman and like different ways to capture things, like those always tend to win out, and so that's kind of why I feel like it's going to go there. But I also think they deserve it. I get that,
but it is an out there movie that some people might
that's true. With the voting the way that it is, I don't know.
But anyway, the Daniels deserve it as well. Obviously, that was the toughest one for me. I think all of those directors did an outstanding job, and I would be happy if any of them won. But I hope it's Marty.
Way up there for me too. Like I really enjoyed that film, and I know I only voted for him for that movie for score so far, but it is.
Yeah, I haven't even mentioned that one yet. I did have a repeat with Banshees there.
It is an amazing one.
My second repeat.
Okay.
But here we go. This is it. This is the big one. Who is winning the Oscar? I got to give this to Martin McDonagh. Is your Dundee. But here we go.
Who wins Best Picture? Here we go. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
A lot of good movies. What is your favorite?
And the Oscar goes to Banshees of Inisherin.
The Fabelmans. I finally get to mention The Fabelmans. I'm sad I didn't get to mention The Fabelmans this whole time. I haven't brought it up, but I think
it's deserving too.
The individual pieces, I found other films did it better, but I think when it all comes together as a cohesive film, I think Fabelmans was the best thing I watched this year for me. Yeah, personally, on a personal level.
That's kind of how I felt about Banshees. Like I don't think Colin was necessarily the best, or Brendan Gleeson was necessarily the best, but I do think the screenplay was amazing, and I think the whole thing came together to create a really wonderful picture. So that's why I voted for that one. That's why he didn't get my director too, though, because I don't know. Read the list.
Yeah, I mean, I did that a little bit too. But yeah, Fabelmans was, I think, my favorite. It's very tough. I think
this one was so hard.
I was like last minute cramming and trying to think what I would put here, because I think like a
Who's
top.
Your second?
There was like a top 5, top 6. I think Banshees was my number 2. I think
Fabelmans was my number 2.
I don't want to give away too much because I'm doing a top 10 video with Connor next week. Sorry. But Fabelmans was my favorite film of the year. Everything just came together perfectly. It felt like it was one of those movies that felt like it was written for me. Just things I've gone through in my personal life, and just growing up as an artist with parents who did not understand it at all.
We both get that.
but still were very supportive, just like his dad is in that movie. And I don't know,
his dad is so
just the magic of filmmaking. I know some people don't like it because it's a little stilted and it's a little over the top, and maybe even a little sappy for some people, but I think it works perfectly for what the film is trying to do.
Yeah, I loved it. And
I liked it a lot.
This one was also hard because I really do the likely winner here. Everything Everywhere All at Once, based on everything that's
pretty much
come out.
Foregone conclusion at this point.
It's one producer,
which is a great movie too. I know we didn't talk about it too much, but like I said, it didn't resonate with me as much as it seems to with everybody else. But I'm very happy that it is getting all the credit that it is, because I know a lot of people really, really loved it. And I want to watch it again. That one has the disadvantage of being the first one we watched. We watched
that's what I was about to say.
all the way back in like
March
or April, and then all these other ones we've watched very recently. So I need to watch that again. Maybe we should watch that again before Oscar night.
Like 2 months ago, I probably would have said that was mine for Best Picture. Like there was no way that anything could beat it. But then we kind of crammed and watched all of these movies, and
there's just a lot of good movies this year.
There's lots of good ones.
It's a great year.
But yeah, it won DGA, WGA, SAG, and Critics' Choice, and also the Producers Guild for Best Theatrical Motion Picture. So
yeah, it's killing it. It's doing great. I'm very happy for people that like that movie, but I had to go with my gut, which is The Fabelmans, which I haven't seen again. So maybe if I rewatch The Fabelmans, it won't be as high on my list. But after that first viewing, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
it was great.
There's something just magical about that movie. Like it just.
Yeah, and I'm not even a big Spielberg guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not one of my favorite directors.
I will say that's one of the only ones from this year that I like walked away from it like in a good mood.
Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's a bad movie if you didn't walk away with it happy.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I'm just saying like it was a unique experience this year to like find joy, like a joyful experience during a movie, because a lot of them are heavier and they're covering very important, great topics.
Yeah, a lot of satires this year and that kind of thing. It was really nice to get just kind of a classic movie-going experience movie. Also, that's what Avatar and Top Gun are, and that's why I think they did so well, because people need just a
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed Top Gun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. We
didn't talk about those two. Obviously,
we can talk about
one of those is going to win Best VFX. Probably Avatar. Avatar's definitely going to win that. Top Gun, I don't know what Top Gun's going to win. Maybe some
sound or something.
Maybe. No, sound, that's probably a good one. It probably could.
That's what it won. It won at the Golden Globes. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's won that somewhere.
A lot of great movies. I think all of the movies in the top 10 are good movies. I didn't love Avatar or Top Gun or All Quiet on the Western Front, but all the other ones I really enjoyed. I think we didn't talk at all about Best Song, but I hope it's Natu Natu from RRR. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you laughing at me?
Because it's just an hilarious movie and it makes me laugh every time I think about it.
Yeah. It's a bummer that didn't get any other nominations. It just got Best Original Song, and that song is the only song that's like in the movie and it's integral to the plot. Like it's actually serves a purpose. It's not just like over the credits. So I hope it wins that at the very least.
I'm gonna get DJ to do the suspenders dance with me. If you know what I'm talking about, make him do it.
I really enjoyed RR. We watched that recently too.
That's great.
But yeah, wonderful year for movies. A lot of great stuff. If you haven't seen any of these movies that we talked about, I highly recommend all the ones that we mentioned, because they are all great. And that is our video. That is us talking about the 2023 Oscars for the year of 2022 in film. This was very, very fun. I'm so glad that you talked me into doing this year, and I hope we can do it again in the years to come, because it was just a lot of fun watching all these movies with you. And it's not something I normally do, but it was really nice to get out of my comfort zone and check out movies that I wasn't expecting a lot from and ended up really liking. So thank you, Grace, and thank you so much for doing this video with me. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Favorite.
Yes, absolutely. Tear us apart in the comments if you don't agree with us or you think we are crazy. But let us know what you think should win, and let us know what you think of the movies that came out this year, because I am always really enjoying talking to you guys down there. And we will be back very soon in another video. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.